Ah, I got it. It's coming. There you go. Sorry, I had it set up for if I had Brendan on, and I don't have Brendan on. I have me on all by myself. So these are the little things that are in the background that I have to change, and I fixed them. So let's do this again. I got it. I got it. Now you can hear me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching in the world. Sean Driver, the Red Horde, and I just explained to everybody this is probably going to have some technical glitches just because A, it's only been 2 weeks, but it's me in the controls, and B, I really hope I get the game. I paid for the full annual subscription, and right now I'm on DAZN staring at Final, and nothing's on the screen. So let's go back. And let's shut the volume down on things and make sure that we're ready to do this. How the heck are you? Is everybody okay? Everyone's adjusted to the postseason and figuring everything out and waiting for transfer news and all that sort of stuff. We've got some fun today, tomorrow. Going to be able to... hold on. Why is that on the screen there? That shouldn't be there. Little tiny things. See who's going to be staying with us and not moving up. This one probably a bigger deal for Sunderland in the sense that these opportunities to beat out a team that's on parachute payments are of recent years anyways rare. And so this one, Sheffield United walking in with the big bucks having received the parachute payments. Sunderland not doing bad for themselves by any stretch of the imagination as far as those teams that don't get the parachute payments, but it's still... There's like a 3-4 times difference in revenue between these two clubs, and that's with Sunderland not being tiny. So it's going to be a thing for sure. I look like I'm off center, don't I? Let's fix that a little bit, and we'll see where we go. I've paid for the DAZN. I've got it on my screen. I've got it on my phone. It says that everything's okay. I've never done this before. So 12 people watching, lots of people coming in. If you haven't been here before, Wrexham fans, we do this every watch along, and we've decided that we wanted to reconnect because we miss everybody in the community. So welcome to everybody who's here, and we'll get into it. I don't have a whole lot of numbers. I was just largely wanting to talk stats. And W&G just summarizes it there. That's just it. Everybody's going through withdrawal. W&G summarizing it for us today's the day. Oh, and that's not popping up either. Let me see what's going on here. That should be up here. Get the overlay URL. It's there. Move this over into here. Whoa, that's not it. You take 2 weeks off and everything goes to absolute hell in a handbasket, right? I don't know why that's not showing up. But I have two, there we go. Deandra, I've been having football withdrawals myself. I rewatched the Charlton game to get her fix. We still will have to do, I want to do that My Dating show with you and put that on there. Just probably members only. Formal proposal for discussion. You need a reoccurring get together even when there are no games. Yeah. My wife, I will say, has enjoyed the last couple of weeks of me not waking up. When I talked to her and said, can I do this one? She was like, oh, fine. So I'm here with her blessing. If fine counts as a blessing, and I will definitely take that. But I've been out of sorts as my favorite streaming channel has been taking some well-deserved time off and leaving me. And I apologize. I'll be honest with you. Work has never been busier for me. Oh no, I would love to do it too. It poses its challenges waking up in the morning, and now I've got my own different football to watch. Well, I'm not even really watching. I'm out with my little one running around on the pitch, and it's been a lot of fun. Yes, there's been so much news. Wrexham U21s are over in Canada coming up. PEI, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. I'm wondering if Brandon's going to take a run to go up to those ones or not. Obviously, we know about the Australian tour. We know that the women went down to Hong Kong and played in the sevens and finished in second, lost in the final. Late goal by Abby to sneak in, like literally at the death. It was actually in a game that was supposed to be 2 10-minute halves or 2 7-minute halves, whatever it was. It was with just into added time, which they didn't have added time. They let the last scoring opportunity go, and they potted it to be able to advance. Women gaffer news, yes, Mr. Dale resigned, I guess. Rumors whether there was some other animosity that was going on. I have no idea, but he's there. I made a suggestion on Blue Sky, not on Twitter anymore. I made a suggestion on Blue Sky. I want one of two things this offseason. I want either Jacob Schaffelberg to sign on a transfer from Nashville. Highly unlikely, but I can pray. Or Christine Sinclair to move over and coach the Wrexham squad. If you don't recall, she had that CBC, which is sports broadcast in Canada. She had that set up, and got a message from Ryan Reynolds on her retirement. The highest scoring international human of all time. She just pots goals and has forever. Giselle, how are you? I'm really hoping I get the game, and especially because I don't have to call DAZN and be like, I just paid like $300 to get DAZN. If you haven't seen, Sinclair. Ooh, if you haven't seen the CBC, I guess I won't play it. Maybe that's another feature that I have to link up at another point in time. If you haven't seen it, it's on CBC. Just Google CBC Reynolds Sinclair, and it'll pop up, and you can watch that video of her receiving the message on her retirement from Ryan Reynolds. And the very first thing she says is, "I love Wrexham." And he says, well, not your retirement. Come over here. So you've got it on Disney+. Yes, livesoccertv.com is a place to go to soak all that one in. It's amazing to have everybody here. It's and we'll see. I'm assuming because my numbers, by the way, have been going up and then down and up and down. So I imagine I'm getting a whole bunch of other people who are checking in, hearing my accent and going, we're not into this. So still waiting to see if you're on DAZN anywhere. Let me know if it's showing up for you, because I am getting butkus on mine. I'm just staring at graphics. It says I've got a subscription, but it just always makes me nervous. Is there something else I can watch that's on that says it's live, that it will give me some comfort that this is going to be on? Join live. All right, I can get tennis. And here's the other thing. I'm going to play this for a little bit. You tell me. I've got it on my headset in case I have to stream it, but can you hear that through the microphone? It's an advertisement. Because if you can't hear it, then I don't need the headset. But Paramount Plus in the US, DAZN in Canada, go to livesoccertv.com. The link is in the description down below. You can go right there, whatever country that you're in, it will have it, and you can do that. Also curious about what is it going to take for us to say our academy has made big steps? That's actually a really good question. I would say it's not the output. It's finalizing everything they need to be on operational on the pitch. If we're talking about... You can hear that. Okay. I will do it this way then. And so just give me a moment in time. One moment in time. Man, that's a really good question. What will it take for us to say our academy has made big steps? Category 2. Really, I mean, everything prior to Category 2 is getting everything established. You need to have your training pitch. You need to have your staff in place. You need to have your educational component and connection. You need to have the sufficient players. You need to have at least a part-time staff for some of the mental health and some of the nutrition side of things. Once you advance past that and you have that in place, you can look for that Category 2. It's not a huge step. You're right, exactly right. It isn't a huge step. But what it shows is you're set up, right? Category 2 is a huge step and a little bit in labor, because I mean you're adding call it 20% more to your staff, and in a city like Wrexham, 120, 140,000, size of Kelowna. If you're in British Columbia, Canada, that's a lot of bodies to be adding into the market. So, which of these teams do I want to play against next season? Oh, I'll be honest, and this is talking about money difference, and I know that didn't apply to the same comment, but to W&G's question, I want Sheffield United to go up, and it's not because I like them. I actually prefer to play them, but the reality is the way that the parachute/trampoline payments play here is we're already going to have 3 teams coming down. we're already going to have 3 teams that are going to be coming down from the Premier League, and they're going to be on parachute payments. That makes them the 3 favorites automatically, because they're going to be at least triple the revenue of everybody else in the league. And you've got Sheffield, who would be on slightly declined dollars if they don't end up managing to go up. So that's what I want. The video and the research is done on all the financing stuff. I've got the graphics largely done. I've just been absolutely nuts. Hi, Tim from Utah. I've been absolutely bogged down at work, and so not being able to do it. I didn't follow the EFL before, so now just getting here, realizing what champions like, I was like, how did we get here? Can you imagine just watching for the first time? Welcome to Wrexham. Here's an odd question for you. Is everybody else disappointed by this season? I don't know why. I mean, I don't have an affinity for Mr. Williamson, so having to hear his voice and platitudes drove me nuts. But that last Disney FC thing, I know what the attempt was like. I think it was a lead balloon. It didn't connect to me. And I miss more of the stories of the people and the build through the season. Not just all of the fans randomly. I know they did a feature on the girl who did the horse, the coffee in the horse thing, but I just... West Brom, holy moly. Howdy, Steve. Everybody's checking in. I didn't expect we'd get as very many people in here. It's awesome. Let me see if the game is up and I can get it on my phone, which I'm going to have to do this way. Sorry, guys, we're flying. This is a nice little thing about doing this, is I get to check out what's going on. Why are you not working? Scores. Skip. I had to update my system. Yeah, so I think I'm all on the Sheffield go back up thing. That way, it eliminates one rich club from competition, one unfair. I will say this during my video, and I'll say it now. The championship is the least fair, the least equitable of all professional sports leagues in the entirety of the world, outside of North Korea. How's that? And East Timor. Wow, John loved it. Maurice thinks it's fantastic. I am the only one. Love the season so far. Crazy. Okay, I am out on an island by myself, but I was like, I actually said to myself while I was watching this, I said, well, this is disappointing. If this was the first episode I watched of Welcome to Wrexham, I probably wouldn't have been captured. And it's the only only episode I can see, but interesting. I don't think it matters, Dave. Look, there are 2, and we've learned this from Rob and Ryan, really. There's 3 ways to generate revenue. There is the prem payments, the contracts, that whole thing. They've got the EFL or the football regulator being discussed, and how they're going to end up distributing money between the massive broadcasting deals that they end up having, and how they're going to distribute those. That's one. Broadcasting, parachute payments, oh God, I can't even think early in the morning. It's not stipend. It's they have league distribution payments. That's one thing. You've got your revenue from your match days and your gate, and this is how teams, our players, fans in the UK identify massive, is how big is your crowd so that you can generate that revenue. And then you've got third, your global reach, your non-infrastructure related income, your sponsorship, your people in other countries buying stuff, your streaming rights, all that sort of thing. And all 3 of those match. When you bring in US ownership, I don't know if they come with marketing. The question is what can they do with it? If you're just going to throw money into the pile, and there are owners that do that, it's their money, fill your boots. Yeah, if only somebody would do that. It's done. It's in my head and in notes and all over the place. It's just got to come out. If only. This is horrible. Why can I not bring up the Sheffield United game on my phone, but I can on... Can't do a watch along if I can't watch the game. Discover more. Am I signed in? I am signed in. My account. This is frustrating. Oh, bugger me. I have to, I'll watch it quiet. But give it to me to watch. At least I get the graphic up on here. It says it's live. It's doing bits on this one. I just can't get it to do bits on this one. Yeah, move to the big crowd. So anyways, going back to the finance thing, the U.S. owners or any owner, Russian oligarch, Saudi oil money, it doesn't matter. If they're going to invest in the club, they're going to be able to invest in the club. I mean, there is a cap of, at present, 10% in the championship of, or 10, sorry, not 10%, 10 million quid roughly annually on a 3-year period. And it showed up finally. Interesting. All right, I will, because I'd rather much prefer it to happen on my, I'll re-log in on my phone, so just give me a second here. To me, it's the quality of the ownership that ends up signing up, that ends up being important. Are you able to capture the interests of fans outside of the UK? You're always going to have relatively close to the same base of fans. It will increase when you're doing well, it will decrease when you're doing poorly, but your stadium size and your fan size is a slow up and down. Your league broadcast distributions, that sort of money is going to be dependent on your performance, and everybody around you is going to get the same. Where the hay is made, and this is where Rob and Ryan are absolutely brilliant and the best in all of English football and Welsh, you know what I mean, UK football in dealing with, is that they're able to drive resources from everybody else. Might need to log out of the browser. Oh, okay. Well, I tried. It's up. It showed up. I've got a graphic here, and if it says it'll let me do it, it can kick me out of the TV. I'm gonna stream this one because this one I can actually hear. One second, and I will have that all up, and all will be right with the world. They're a special breed, and I think some of it I think is just luck and happenstance, and some of it I think is planning. If they sat down and looked at the EFL, the fan-led football review, and if you haven't read that, it's a massive PDF document, fan-led football review. You want to understand what's good and what's bad about football. That's what you want to watch. Now I have it, but with no audio. You donkeys. It's on the TV still. Just give me a second here. I could put it through my thing before and it would let me do it. Now it won't. One second. All of this is going to be important for me to figure out how to do this. How do I get my volume to play through my headset and not? Let's reconnect my Bluetooth. They are strolling their way out onto Wembley, and so I will figure this out as we go through this. Just give me a moment. There we go. I've got it. Players walking out onto the pitch. We are getting set to run, man. Wembley. It is a legitimate thing. I can't even imagine what this was like. I keep telling people while I'm over here about my trip to Wrexham, and I keep saying I went to a regular season game, and yes, I got treated with 2 late goals on away days. But the absolute madness that occurred just in Wickham and in Huddersfield when my team scored was something that only matches 2 massive North American sporting moments. Canadian gold medal goal in 1989 that still played as a highlight all over the place in John Slaney, and Kevin Bieksa to win the semifinal of a playoff round at a Game 7 eliminator to move into the Stanley Cup final. And those regular season matches were right on par with that as far as feel. And that was my feel and also the feel of everybody around me. So to be in Wembley, Charlton blasted off. They sold their allocation, had to ask for an extra 14,000 tickets as well. Absolutely massive performance. I guess we should put a poll out. Who do we want to win this one? That was for tomorrow, by the way. I know that today's Sunderland and Sheffield. But I should put a poll out here. Who do we want to win this one? Start a poll. Who do we want to win? Sunderland. And I still don't know. Sunderland's going to be both teams have the stripe red and white as their home kit. So I was wondering who was going to win the coin toss. I believe that's how they decided. I'm sure W&G might be able to correct me. But I'll put that one up there. One game, one team goes up. If it's not Sheffield, it makes the league a little bit harder next year. And get it underway. It is... Deandra, do you think... I mean, Wembley's always got big matches, but for championship, Sunderland and Sheffield, lots of history. I was not. That was one of the games I couldn't go to. I had a commitment, so I didn't go to the Rotherham game at the racecourse. I went to the Bolton game, and I got myself a 0-0. And that's all that I got. I'm going to close this. I'm going to start cleaning things up around me, and I got to redo the Sheffield one. Or not the Sheffield one, the game for tomorrow, because I accidentally restarted it. And so that's a mistake. So I'm just going to click around, make sure everything's up. But this is, if you are one of the teams that's not on parachute payments and not on trampoline payments, this is exactly what you're sort of looking for here, is you're looking for a playoff final. You get into the playoffs and earn your right to take on and get yourself up, because the way that it works is to make a run when you don't have the capital, you need the stars to align. You need a Luton Town run. You need some madness. It is inequitable. This division is not fair. This division has been... as exciting as it will be. I've pulled the Hansard discussions of the politicians talking about it, of staunch debate between how to fix football or does it need to be fixed. And the biggest topic that they talk about is the three teams that come down with their parachute payments and whether that's fair and equitable for all of the other teams who are trying to get up there. There's a right for it. We'll talk about it in that video, but for Sunderland, this is their opportunity. And that's all they're looking for. That's awesome, Deandra. You have to... You know what? It's weird to explain a place that you know so well when you've never been there before. Like when you walk around, you're like, oh, so that's around that stuff. And oh, that's there. And you've seen it all. You've seen it all. But it's just connecting where it is. And you recognize... people. I mean, it was a little bit added for me, and I'm sure you'll probably get the same thing with the women, is you'll have some people who will say your name in a place you've never been and just scream it out, be like, hey, Sean, Deandra, and you'll be like, what the hell? I don't care about the Steel City Derby. I mean, it is different for me. My uncle-in-law, now passed, was a massive fan of the Owls, and so it'll be... I would love to go to the Sheffield Wednesday away. Would be fun. Too large? But that's a tricky question, Kim. Do you mean like with the financing and the economics of it? I mean, the influence of those two is massive. And I don't think you want to contract it because you're only giving away capital to Germany, Italy, France, or otherwise. The Saudis? 6 months? I want surgery on my wrist. How do I get surgery on my wrist so I can take 6 months off? No spoilers, please. I'm going to try and do my best to call it. This is obviously first time really looking at these teams all season long. So if I get this stuffed, I get this stuffed. And yeah, like button, put it out there. This is more for just us. Did I lose 10 memberships today? Wowzer. Did I forget to shower? Or I gained. I don't know what's going on. It's all messed up between my OBS and what's on. Wembley in the northwest of London. Man, I can't even imagine. Like, it's mad when you've got 2,000 away fans. Yes, Dave. Horde Weekly with Dave. I do want to have a members only meeting, talking about doing some other things. I keep getting ideas. I have all of these ideas, and the only issues I have is constraints. If I had somebody who was like, I would really like to do some Canvas stuff, amazing. I would really like to do, whatever, a weekly video about something. Like, let's figure it all out. The fans roar. The playoff finals. Sunderland's wearing the red and white stripes. If you're joining and you're like, Sunderland, why are they not in their red and white stripes? That's their away kit. White, blue, and green. No Mark Griffiths, and that just feels wrong. That's the downside. And we're underway. Oh, my telescore sleeping. I'm going to go to 15 and get us started here once they get the clock back up. And if they don't get it up. And there we go. 15 seconds in. Sunderland throw in left-hand side. I just kind of want to talk to you guys. John, nervy little touch there. Cleared away. I don't know what that was all about. Just not paying attention and got some pressure. Patterson able to squeak that one away. I've been to England. I've been around Doncaster. I've seen how close the Sheffield teams are and Rotherham and all that sort of stuff. But you don't really realize it until you go to places you've never been. And you're like, oh, Notts right here. Oh, there's Derby. And it's all massively close. Pressure, Sheffield United, grabbed there by Hammer. It's put overhead and oh, big stop, Patterson. Holy! And we have an injury and a man down. Patterson with the massive save. Cross all the way far post, 2 men in, and I'm trying to find out what happened to the injured player, too. Did he take a headshot? Oh, my. He had to reach behind him to be able to go and get that. And flipped back. It was going in, and he's dislocates his shoulder. Circle that one. Oh, Dave, we're going to talk, my friend. And I got ideas. Man, we should get this guy to be our number 3. Oh. And I've been watching the goal so much, I don't even know what happened to number 13. That's got to be a flop, no? He's holding his right shoulder, so I don't know what the injury is all about. This is playoffs. Get your ass off the ground and get in there. Thank you. I will fix that. What are we at? I will fix it. Yeah, we're good. He does look in pain. I don't know what that is. Like, unless he dislocated his shoulder with the rise of the opposing player, or like strained it or something, but it didn't look like there was much force in it. Sorry. Well, I guess, you know what? Watching it in slow motion probably doesn't give it enough justice, because you can see when he walked up there, there is enough pressure that it could have ended up being a stretch going back. To me, I think it's interesting because I really think that both Burton and Ogonko can handle the level. And so I think what you were looking for is sorry, just taking the '09 injury in the comments by Kim, noting that he, yeah, for the player, it definitely sucks. But when he came in, at full speed, you can see the pressure, and it may look like he ended up dislocating something. But sorry to Sunderland fans, and I end up upsetting. But I think as far as goaltending goes, going back to the topic of Ogonko and Burton, do we go for someone Howard-esque that's older and has the experience? I think that's the insurance that you want. You've already got two young keepers. They'll be able to rise with you or not, and you transition off as we climb, because it's destined. Cocky. Yeah, he's not coming back. The green whistle. Why don't we have the green whistle? That should be the next poll. Do you have the green whistle in your country? Didn't see it in New Zealand when I was there. I didn't see it in Korea. I think it's just a UK thing. That's a crazy injury. That's a crazy injury. But I think as far as goalkeepers go, the ones that we were looking for is we're looking for somebody who's in that 32 to 36 range. Still got the moxie and able to do it, but not in a leading role, sort of to fill in for the slightly improved on Howard. Not wanting to offend anybody, but you know what I'm saying. Green whistle? Yeah, it's a painkiller. For those of you in the UK, tell me what I mean. You can look it up. That's what he is. As soon as they decided that they were taking him off the pitch, they didn't give it to him until they decided he was out, and then once the sub was confirmed, they passed it to him, and now he's high with the painkiller. And I'm like, why don't we have that magic here? At least in Canada. The last couple of weeks feels like summer. We're back underway. Sheffield back into the box. Campbell with it. Edge of the area. Right footed. Crossed. Flipped up straight into the air. Immediate pressure here. Pack 42 over to the right hand side. Gets it back over to Chowdhury. He's going to draw it all back, and they're going to recycle switch potentially on. I'm going to Google green whistle. I'm not making this up. I want to know what drug is in there. Methoxyflurane, crossbar, headed right footer, banged into the back of a defender, and Sheffield is putting the thump and the pressure on, as that was Bellingham. Just got himself his backside in front of that, did Job. No. Sheffield, not offside. Edge of the area, flipped over, wide open. Oh, missed touch. Oh. Hammer, and then they raise the flag offside. I could be a linesman in the EFL. Especially after... Can we talk about that Stockport offside? If you... It wasn't Stockport. It was Leyton Orient that benefited from it. But my God. The most egregious missed offside call. There you can see. If you're watching on DAZN, you can see the green whistle in his hand. Why don't we have that everywhere? It'll be an interesting thing to watch because Parky's going to play his style that grinds it out and is a little bit dull and boring and all that sort of stuff. But we got to go out and get some people. I don't know. I mean, I guess the thing is, and maybe this is a reason why you can only go with the two, is if you had to bring somebody in as an emergency loan or otherwise mid-season because there's an injury, I'm sure there's provisions to be able to do that. And so there will be U21 Prem keepers that would love the opportunity to play for a period of time in the championship. And so I'd have to look into the rules. I'm sure that's there. And Giselle, what's the verdict? I miss Brendan. Where's Brendan? I will send him a message to make sure he's for Sunderland. There's another player down, step in the back of the foot. I think he's okay. He's just milking it, but now you're watching Sunderland players go down and not liking it. Cooper. Right foot restart all the way across half, headed back. Hume. Around and given away. Hammer, he's been sort of everywhere. A little bowling ball through the midfield. Tough tackle. Going the other way. Flip the other way. We're all over the board. Interesting. I thought that would have gone the other way. Off of the initial challenge, not the second, or the second challenge, not the third, but I can be a lino in the EFL. I can't be a referee. How good is Chowdhury's hair? I don't know. Why didn't Patterson come out and get that? Odd little bit of absence of communication there. Was being held up was the defender, Metham, the substitute, number 26. Being held up expecting Patterson to come and get it, doesn't. This match could be played on half a field. I don't think 30 is going to be too much. At least 15. And then it really depends on what Rob and Ryan want to do. If they want to shoot for the consolidation, and I think you actually make your decision partially based on this game. Sheffield United stays down. Now you've got 4 teams on massive wages. Hey, Brendan. I'm sorry. I didn't message you. I got permission late, and it was late there, and I put it on Discord and tagged you, hoping you'd see it. We're doing it again tomorrow if you want. Missed you too, my friend. But I could see 15 for sure. I could see 20. Here's the thing that we don't know. I don't know what the numbers are for our revenues last year. That 15 million quid is based on our revenues and our wage rate from back at the end of 24 compared to our current wage rate. We'll talk about this in that video if I ever get it done. And it's set up. I just have to record it. Fine. Back to back to back to back. How's that? Not a swear word? No, I know. But if anybody has a lead on what they think the revenue is, Fleur obviously gave us a hint that we were over 20 million last year, a year early. I haven't seen any of those same announcements, but if we're up, then we're ready to run again, right? Oh, Chowdhury. So far, I would take Hammer and Chowdhury. Like, that's your right back in a 4-4-2 all the way up, causing havoc and madness. And he's defensively shut it down. Plus, that hair. That hair. It looks like my wife's coming out of the shower. RKO. Yeah, I hear you. And I want to get a couple of membership-only videos going over the course of the summer. I've tried to set up my Who Are Yas. We need a lot, to be fair. And we need, I think a lot of our starters end up becoming depth. It's interesting. The biggest question, and I'm interested to hear about everybody's take, is with Lewis Brunt, who obviously came on in the course of the year. I don't think he's championship ready. You listen to Rob Ryan Red, and they're convinced that he's improved and is an absolute rock star. And they add to that, they think that the quality in the championship will bring out the best in him just on the nature of style that he plays. I don't agree. It's Sheffield with an opportunity bringing it in. Comes out to Brewster, dancing along the line. It gets blocked there. Oh, into the area. Bellingham lets it go and it's blocked. They've had like 2-3 big blocks and that massive save early. So Lewis Brunt, is he a starter or is he a depth back? Cleworth, I think, starts. Rathbone, I think, has the moxie. Matty James is an off the bench guy, I think, which is weird. He was the glue in the back to be able to set everything up. I don't know if he's got the capacity here to hang with these midfielders. See, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk about during the membership is getting some assistance, because I'd like to be able to get the Who Are Yous done early and then invite people to come in. And I wanted to get from the other clubs. We tried it early. I just ran out of time. And so we'll see. Here's the reality is I got like 3 short leave applications thrown at me and I am behind, scrambling, trying to get things done. A massive like court after court after court appearance coming up. And yes, Discord, I'll put that link at halftime here as we go through this one and put that out so everybody can join. I think the center back has to happen. I want Jacob Schaffelberg. I know he's not going to be on the radar, but I do think he's exactly what Wrexham needs. 24, 25 years of old, lots of pace. He passes the plunker test. He just his work ethic. He's James McLean, younger with a little bit more offense, but not as much. A friendly, cheeky fire. Let's put it that way. A Canadian grit to him. I get the Who Are Yous. I love them, but they don't get a lot of eyeballs, but people talk about them so much that they enjoy them. And the reality is that's what got me started. That's what I needed to do. I wanted to know all of them. So for me, I really enjoy them. Down the left-hand side, Sunderland with the first opportunity. Bangs it down off of Chowdhury, and here comes a corner for Sunderland against the run of play. Wait till you see Mullen and Palmer go too. Mullen sure is talking as though he's going to get a shot. So and hopefully he's able to find it. Right-footed in-swinger Sunderland. Black Cats in and too close to goal and easily collected by Cooper. That's simple, and a wow counter-attack is on. Whew, the pace. Where did Job play? Prior to, I know he's 20, but was he signed? Oh, Birmingham City. Interesting. Went to Birmingham City and then ended up bouncing around and ended up, of all places, kid's got some wheels. That's fair, John, and I've got it. And I appreciate that. I'm trying to find methods and ways and teach myself how to come up with the content without as much labor and see how that works. Those who are yous are intensive because of the amount of work it takes to put the graphics together and to do things. And I started to automate it last year. If I can find out a method to do it, then I can keep it. And so we'll figure it out. It's not so bad now that there's little drips and drabs that fall into the bank account on the 22nd of every month. Some of that used to... We're about breaking even, I guess, but we're not losing money on Restream, and yeah, that's exactly what I've been looking into. I don't want to lose the fun of me learning it, but I recognize that there's obligations, and I'm also trying to figure out, and it's the harder one, is API scraping to be able to take some of the data and put it where we want to. Because those tables and the research to put them all together, but we'll connect and have ideas. There's enough of us Vancouver crew too. We could go and sit at Brewery Row in Port Moody and make an evening of it. We'll bring Brendan along on a cell phone and rub it in. We'll all sit there with Wrexham Lager in a pub somewhere on the West Coast. And Brendan, are you going to go up to the East Coast of Canada for the U21s? Because I know for you and I have talked about how much it's sort of frustrating that we don't get coverage of the academy squads and how they're doing. Yeah, there's that too. I'm all for it, John. Jason. If I missed you earlier, Jason, it's like you just showed up screaming in from the chat from the back. You're like, open the door. It's Kramer. I'm in. Going, I didn't see you were in the chat, and that might be my fault for missing you. But it's like I throw it out there, Vancouver people going for alcohol, and all of a sudden Jason shows up. Ah! Not much happened in this one. Midfield battle. Sheffield basically owned control of this one for 13 to 15 minutes. If you're joining us late, what have you missed? You've missed one hell of a save by Mr. Patterson. Goal stopper, obviously. Like, it was game saver potentially. It was something. But might not be going up. I would... That's the only kicker for me, is if I it wasn't so busy, I'd try and find a way to get out. I freaking love Halifax. I have been to most of the large cities in Canada, and I think Halifax ranks up at number 1 on my list. Better than Toronto, better than Vancouver. There's a magic in Nova Scotia. Was it Rainbird? No, Rainbird was the one that left. Like, $11 to $25 Canadian, so about $5 American. Ain't that the truth? It has been getting better. I haven't checked the poll yet on who we want to... 69% say they want Sheffield United to win. That's where I'm at. Have a round of applause. Not sure. 22nd minute. Tribute is to... Liv Hume, who passed away, according to the broadcaster. Oh, Dave. Oh, we're talking, my friend. And around the corner, just running at it tight. Whoa, and he gets poked away from him. Mayanda got some pep in his step, and this is what everything that we've wanted out of Revan, right? When we in League One is just use that speed and your capacity just to take people on, and Revan always seemed to step off of it. Giselle, I think what I said was, although it was him to say he wanted to move on, I'm curious whether he got sort of suggested to leave and control things. I think the start of the season really hurt him. I think there was a lack of fire or shine in his eyes. I think it was probably the right decision. For me, with the women's program, I think you want to pick it up a notch and bring in a name. Bring in somebody. And yes, I would love the craziness of a Christine Sinclair. But here we go, right-footed. They're going to do the short corner, and it's out, swept in, headed away. Sheffield United. Hammer. That pass! Are you joking? Hammered! Like, set that one up through the leg. Holy, that pass on the fly. Like I said earlier in this game, there are two players that are at a different level in this game. Hammer and Chowdhury. And Hammer there. Campbell is the goal scorer, but that pass. Are you fucking hell? Hammer, watch at full pace. He's got three guys closing in around him, and whoop! Oh, right foot outside a boot pass through a leg and around another defender. Wow. So we're going to be playing in this league, are we? Oh, interesting. Steve. That is a great ad on the Sheffield United. That mannequin with the. Fair enough. You can't take it away. He had a job to do, and he certainly went ahead and did it. Campbell did, but man, Chowdhury clearing it away. Steve Leving says more about the women's team than we realize. I'm aware of several behind-the-scenes issues that have frustrated. I think he wanted more and chose to leave. So then now you've got to make the announcement and the declaration if you're Wrexham and go and get yourselves a name. And I will say this is in large regard what to expect in the championship is you're going to get the teams like Sheffield United looking header. Oh, should have done better. Mayanda, number 12, blasted down. Got lots of pace. We saw that earlier, but just couldn't climb the ladder. You know what? He was there. He just got up a little early and couldn't get enough pressure going down. Yeah. You didn't need to do that much. Do you mean just even for one game a year like they have been doing, or were you expecting that the women were going to be playing more matches at the race course? But this is sort of the quality difference in this one so far anyway, is the perfect example of what you're going to expect next year. Is you're going to expect the top teams, the Leeds, the Sheffields, for us, the teams coming down, Leicester, and they're going to be on just a different level with what they can pay for wages. They get those parachute payments so that they can feel comfortable loading up when they move up, because they know they'll be covered moving down. But it creates a disparity, and you can see it. So you kind of, the sun shines on a dog's ass some days. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut. You hope to be that team who's able to earn their way into a final like Sunderland did, or have a crazy season over. Oh, hello, man. I got a wee in. Good morning, Bubs. Oh. Can you see your face?
Yeah.
That's you right there. Sunderland pushing through. I think speed for everybody, Brendan. I mean, I'm watching this in Mayenda. Gonna earn himself a corner. Ooh, foul. Did you have a good sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Look at this. It's broken.
Oh, it broken.
I'm finding wheels.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go and fix it. Oh, I don't know where it is. Can you go and grab the wheels? I think I have to fix it later, though, bud.
Oh, it's locked.
Pull. Heard people saying the women's team were actually looking for a new permanent stadium of better quality than the Rock. I'm all for it. Lower for me, and this isn't. Why not, if you're going to be looking for that, why not link it together with the training ground? Put yourself together a 5,000 seater, 10,000 ability to expand area that's got training ground. You can use it as offices. Why not? I mean, all this money going into to Wrexham, but make the demands. The club's doing well. You've got the revenue. You paid off your 15 million quid in debt that was owed to you, and so figure it all out.
Dad, I did not find it.
It's okay. We'll fix it after, or try to fix it after. Into the box, Sunderland. Opportunity, right-footed, blocked. Cleared away, and not much there at the end of the day. We have to find it later. Don't be sad. Ooh, tripped up, able to keep on going. Mundle draws it back. Bellingham slides it over. Mepham. That's how we're pronouncing it, is it? I expect ownership to actually put money actions where their months are and support the women's team. I'm with you, Deandra. I'm just trying to think of ways that they can match two goals. You want to have new training grounds. You know where the pitches are around you. Build one with 5,000 to 10,000 seats and the ability to expand, and set it all up with things. Do you like this?
Yeah.
Yeah? Me too. Are you going to go play tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah? You going to take the cheese?
Yeah.
Oh.
And get the ball in my house and get the cheese.
Get the cheese.
Yeah, the funny one. It's the funny one.
Corner coming.
It is squishy.
Oh. Oh, this is the replay. I hope I'm still live. 32:52. I've gone backwards. I had Gemini interrupt me. Another one! Burrows! As I'm reloading, 2-0. Hey, this one's looking like you can stick a fork in the Black Cats. 2-0. Surprised me too. I just ended up saying, somehow somebody said the bad word, Google, and I got a pop-up on my phone and it stopped everything. Corner, right foot, in swinger, headed, cleared away, and then a left foot thumper from 20 yards out. I don't think there's any interference or offside or anything happening there. No, number 7 puts him on. He's allowed to be there. Doesn't touch the keeper. 2-0. I'm with you, Brendan. That's sort of where I'm at. Yeah, you can't take that one away. Nah, he's onside. You got to defend it over to the other side. He's not touching the keeper. That's a goal. 2-0.
I can't see.
Oh, you can't see. Sorry. He's not off. Oh, you know what? That's a weird angle, but... Oh, they're going to go have a look. I thought there was no way he was offside, but then when you look when the contact was made, it's possible. Welcome to the most annoying part of the game. I don't know. For me, I'd rather get it right. I mean, I think it's more annoying. You look at that goal that was scored late in Orient, got the benefit of against Stockport County. In the first of the second leg, like he was miles offside. Where's that right?
I can make this cat up there. I can't see.
Is he put onside by Bellingham over on the right side on contact? Oof. Is he onside based on where Bellingham is over on the right hand side? That's the question, I think, and I don't have that angle. Offside. Take it away. They didn't score. This is gonna be things, because this little one, unlike the big brother, you like your sports, don't you? Throwing balls and kicking balls, going and getting the cheese. Yeah.
I'll do that in my house too.
Do it in the house too. I got it. Goal disallowed. 1-0.
It's a funny one.
Brendan says, "There it is." P.S. Brendan, did you ever see yourself cheering for the Blades and hoping they'd have some success? I mean, I think you're right. For me, it's the exact same thing. I do think it's the right call as well. It's weird. When I first saw it, I thought there was no way, but because he was running forward, I probably missed it on the strike of the ball. I guess I can't be a lino in the EFL. Minimum 15, George. I think that's right. I'd like to... If we're up to the 30 mil point then I think you can potentially shoot for 25. And some people have been suggesting 30 with the idea that it's going to grow again, right? So knock down Sunderland. The Black Cats still have it. Hume up to Rigg. 30 yards out, draws it back. Mepham. Still a chance. That's Mundell. Dances 20 yards out. Bellingham, he's got an opportunity. Slides it over to the right-hand side. Hume, right-footed, too far. Oh, tried the overhead bicycle kick and just couldn't get there. That wasn't really a good pass by Hume. Yeah, there's something to be said for that too. Well, the argument there, Brendan, is he was blocking the sight lines. Maybe it could have been seen and Patterson could have pulled out another epic save. Oh, to have all of that information, right? First time I've looked at Sirkin over on the left side. Pretty certain that Sunderland and Wyndham's managers are the same person. Hume advancing Sunderland with a little bit of bite back here, or whether that's a letdown from Sheffield United after having that goal taken away. Wakey here, but nice little ball. Oh, I didn't think he was off when the ball was made. I thought that was just added pace, but Lino throws his flag up for offside. 40 minutes. LFE.
Did not win. They not win.
They're not winning?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to win. That one.
Sometimes you feel like the referee just blows their whistle just for the sake of being able to blow their whistle.
And the black one are going away. Are going to take them away. And look at the green one right there. Look at that black one. I love black.
Yeah, I like your play-by-play. All the way back to Cooper. Haven't said his name. He hasn't really been called into question. Had any questions asked of him. Just restarting. Just making Jacob Schaffelberg money. Or the Blades forward. Another out-footed pass attempt there. Now they're just getting cocky. They think they're going to be able to pull it off all the time. Moore trying to scoop it over. That pass just wasn't there.
Dad, can you be a bit sick and come up my head and my eye? Come on.
I said on the Eat More Chips broadcast, I thought that we were going to be coming right back down. I don't think that that's true. Now that the numbers are out and I see what's around us, assuming that we end up spending it, I think that I think mid-table would be my sort of expectation, to be fair. And yeah, I realize that we've got a whole lot of building to do. With the current squad that we have, I'd be hoping for 20th. 21st, I guess. But I think that if we spend to our capacity, that I can see mid-table being what I sort of expect from there. That's where I'm thinking. Oh, hi, Mom. Rig with it. Left foot. Right now, the difference between the two teams, more than the pace, more than everything else, is just the passing. Sunderland is a foot off, and that's significant. You've had the pass that came in from Hume that was too far on the inside. You just had that pass that was too far away. And it's interrupting runs, it's drawing players back, it's screwing up the flow. Where Sheffield's passing has been immaculate. Other than that one right foot stab there that was just attempted by Moore. It'd be bang on. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. And the challenge is Parkey always waits so late. I think he's got to be a little bit more comfortable to spend Robin Ryan's money here. Just go get Jonathan David. Alphonso Davies. He's got a good Welsh name. Who was it that said that in the Discord channel? It's a good Welsh name. Mundell steals it from 2-3 players, but dances in. Kenny gets around one and then gets tackled right in front of the box. 19 yards out, stripped, and here come the Blades the other way. You got to get ready to get back. There's a lot of pace here. Is that really the Boston Red Sox mentality that anything is possible? Because, like, the Red Sox got capital. They should think that almost anything is possible. It's actually probably a good... Big collision right at the 19-yard box, but nothing out of it as far as a foul. Just bodies banging into each other. I actually think that the Boston Red Sox might be a good comparison for this level and where we're going to end up spending. The Wrexham's not going to be a poor man in the sense that in comparison to the league median. In fact, we're going to be one of the higher spenders, but we're also going to get blown out of the water by the likes of the New York Yankees and the LA Dodgers. But we're in that next echelon of teams, right, with capital. So that's going to be, that's probably a decent comparison, to be fair. 8 minutes of added time, largely because of the shoulder injury that happened to 09. 09? Yeah, it sounds... I think it was 5 minutes that 09 was down. Then you had the goal and the celebrations that came from that and a couple of other ones. Probably justifiable. Hi, Trippy. The other thing, what do you think of the new thumbnail? Better? Find a different one? We'll put a vote out there. If you actually even noticed. Trying to clean it up. Less information, just more goods. Sunderland, the passing there was a nice little interplay between Rigg and Hume. Hume has it. Switch on. Are they going to draw it all the way over? Defense is back. Neal slides it over. Ballard, as the broadcaster keeps calling him. Ballard. Neal draws it in. Maenda dancing, looking, can't find anything. Right side, looking for a return pass. Gets it. Right foot, blocked, corner. Yeah, Birmingham's going to be like the LA Angels, maybe the Padres of recent years. Texas Rangers, I think. I actually think we get close to matching them on the spend this year, if not exceeding. So, I mean, it's hard to say what they're doing is wrong. Their ownership can decide. I mean, they don't get it right-footed, outswinger, headed away easy. Not really that threatening, that outswinger. Moved away from everybody, but Sunderland able to maintain control, but cleared. See, it's a tricky one. In Canada, now that I've had to buy the annual subscription of DAZN, as I understand it, I'm going to get the select televised games on DAZN. Everything else, I'm still going to have to do iFollow. So it's increased my expense here. And if we go on an FA Cup run, I'm going to need Sportsnet Plus. So I don't have a problem with having to get a subscription, but the nice thing about being in the US is you get one and it lasts for everything. I'm going to be living through the mess of 3 different subscriptions. Oh! Entry into the box there, looking for my Enda, coming off of the booth of Mundell, and it just doesn't work. And there's this Hammer kid again. Oh, nice little try of a back heel pass. Yeah, Rub it in, Brendan. The easiest thing to do, Deandra, I think, is to go to live soccer TV and look at. Oof. That was a challenge that I thought a little bit too much into it, maybe, but they don't give anything, and Mayanda's gonna go and we're gonna end up at the half. Is if you can find, I guess in retrospect it might not be that easy, is if you could have found a game that you know was televised, or sorry, not televised, go to Disney Plus and see if it's available for you to be able to get down where you are. One last push. We've done 9 minutes of the 8 minutes added. Sunderland making a push, and that's just what I said about the bad pass, and even right there, Hume was like, what the hell was that? There's been like 4 or 5 of those just 1 foot back, 1 foot off. That's a big deal. Just the referee's going to blow it down if Sunderland's not going to make a push here. The schedule's tough for me to be able to stream, but I'm happy to talk to somebody if they end up wanting to do some covering. That was a bent in there by Hume, and it's knocked down. Have a swing. Bellingham draws it in. You're going to have a crack, lads, or you're going to run out of opportunity. Right-footed, swept in, left-footed. Saved by Cooper. The first time he's asked a question, he gets to the 51st minute. I'm surprised the ref has let this go even as long as he has. But yeah, TST, if somebody was interested in picking that up, I might be able to do 1 or 2 of the games, but I won't be able to. This, whole working for a living thing. Till somebody gives me 6 digits that hit the lottery. I love the physicality. The shoulder charges in the line called that one? Or was that just the throw-in? It's 45 plus 8. Oh, yeah. So 53 minutes. You're right. I can't do math in my head. Well, and that's the scary reality, too, of teams that go up and then have to deal with it, is you've got to be set up and ready to go. Lafee with it, over to the corner, knocked out, throw in coming. So we have 2 minutes left. Oh yeah, 51-14. That's odd. Were they asking for a handball there? Luffy. Oof. I'm going to say no handball. Arm in a natural position. If it made contact at all, which I'm not 100% certain of. It doesn't, does it? Not enough experience for me to be able to assess for you. I mean, first half, we're used to the first half always being trimmed down. I think they gave an accurate assessment. I think that's why it was maybe shocking for W&G when he said 8 minutes, is because we're so used to League One having half of what the added time should be. And thanks, Andy, for the fix on the... You got to throw it into the mixer and get the ball forward, or it's just going to get blown down. Why are we not going forward? You're down a goal, you monkey. And I mean that as an insult to humanity, not for any other reason. Because I'm not allowed to swear at my kids, so I call them monkeys. Halftime. 1-0. Man, that... Gustavo Hammer. My God, that was pass of the season. 27-year-old Brazilian Gustavo Hammer. Born in Brazil, played for the Dutch in his youth days. Now that he's 27, you don't think he's probably going to go anywhere. He was born in Brazil and adopted and raised in the Netherlands. He was named EFL Championship Player of the Season. There you go. I guess I'm good at spotting quality because I'm not following the championship at all, and you end up seeing him running around and you're like, that guy's got the moxie, him and Chowdhury. And that was the difference. A couple of things to take care of. Do I want to open up the Discord? I have to. So don't mind me if we lose a couple of bits here on the frame rate as everybody goes around and gets some coffee. And I'm going to stop this. And we're going to go to the halftime. Set the clock up as we're 45 minutes away. Tomorrow morning we will be here early. Brendan, if you want to produce it, I didn't take over because of any other reason other than it was just easy and convenient in a short time period. But if you wanted to jump on tomorrow, happy to have you. But we'll be here. It's an early start, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go to here and I'm going to pin this chat here. Invite people. Hidden. Why? Why are you hidden? I don't know. Brendan, are you able to get on the Discord and do the right click to get the... send us a server invite to a friend? Because I can't get... I get this stupid hidden use copy button. And then when I try to bring it over into the chat, that's literally what I get is... Oh, wait. It did work. Hold on. I think I got it. Brennan might be underpaid. Oh, Hammer might be underpaid. Both. When you watch a game and you can see people, Barry being one that we've seen most recently, Kent at times, at least when in games against Wrexham, there are certain players that just have an increased capacity to be able to do their thing, and he was an obvious one, and easily identifiable right from the get-go. And that pass, oh, Jesus. So we're going to go to pin the channel, pin. Sheffield United well up. The invite is working. I've got it up there. So join the Discord so you can follow along when we don't have things. Join the members chat, and people who want to get involved can send messages there. I keep getting recommendations on new videos that people want to see, which I always appreciate, and I'll try to do my best to get those things put together. It's just non-stop. Having one of our players show up for the World Cup would be fun too. Don't care what country. Jacob Schaffelberg, bring him over. It would be nice to bring over... It's just interesting. You're going to have a team that is probably the most global as far as fan base, and the least global as far as players. And I say that because I think that Parky's still going to maintain his focus on UK players who pass the Plonker test. And we'll see how that one goes. And the reality is about the transfer market season is I just can't get into the madness of it all. Wife says Magic Mike watch along. Deandra, are you there for it? The crazy thing is, preseason's only 2 months away. Right? It's gonna the season's gonna be here before we can blink. And maybe the nice thing is about content and all that sort of stuff is we don't start the FA Cup next year until the third round. So that's January. We only have 2 cups to compete in. Plus we've got guaranteed international window breaks. So there's going to be a blessing and a curse time in between games. We're going to have to be adjusting to things. So that's going to make maybe the additional stuff a little bit easier for me if we are able to get it out there. The other thing that's coming, and it's coming up soon. And Jason, where are we going to watch that one? And do we do a watch along for that one? The Vancouver Whitecaps. They've got a game today against Real Salt Lake, and then a game on Wednesday that they're going to sleep on. And then they play Cruz Azul in the CONCACAF Championship Sunday, June 1st at 6 p.m. So that's 2 o'clock in the morning out in the UK, 9 p.m. out on the west coast or east coast of North America. That's for a berth in the 2029 Club World Cup, and for the Whitecaps to be in, it's absolutely maddening. They're starting to cool off as of late. They're still undefeated in like 16 games, but it's been draw after draw after draw after draw. Six minimum. They're not even opening up the barn. Yeah, I don't know. I got to figure out what to do. I'm not a Whitecaps fan, but for the moment, I'm like the. How do I describe my role with the Whitecaps? I'm like the anti-fan. I hate them. I hate their fan base, but I'm proud for the club when it does well. Is that fair? I think it has to be a minimum of 6, doesn't it? And I do think they go out and they get players that, like, if you're going to get an international player, I don't want to just bring somebody in because then you can say they brought somebody in. I want them to be somebody who's going to have a role with the club going forward and are interested in the project and willing to go. I want humble players. I want players that aren't going to get big-headed and think that there's something special about them and they recognize that it's still a thing. The Rise, and they're doing all right. The first ever Canadian professional women's league season is on now. Vancouver, last I saw a couple of days ago, was in second. I assume that's the case because I wouldn't have anticipated any games during the week. Man, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this DAZN thing all year, but I guess it's done. But yeah, so I'm trying to think, and then the question is do you go out, especially with the North Americans more than others? If you're with me, the MLS to me is a league for the newlyweds and the nearly deads. In other words, it's got lots of young players that are talented who are trying to push their way forward in football by using the MLS as a springboard to Europe. And then it has a lot of older players who have done their European football, and now they're coming over to the MLS to wind down their careers. And that's you can go through the litany of names who have done that. the 26 to 29-year-olds are usually sort of mid players that are sort of in their prime, and that's the best that they can achieve. So do you go out if you're the MLS and pillage like a 21-year-old? Did you just watch the highlights of it back, Dave? The pass was something. That's what I was talking about. That Gustavo Hammer. If that's the quality, I mean that is the championship player of the season. But if that's the standard, whew, he definitely demonstrated why he won himself that award. Jason, or Mullen if he wants to go over. You're trying to get the audio for this game and can't get it? I just bought the year-long subscription to DAZN, which the only thing I can think of some joy out of that is I'm going to get to watch some more tennis during the season in addition to I just think $280 annual subscription, and that's if you pay everything out front, is a little ridiculous for the quality of what they carry. But it is what it is. The top championship player is a Premier League player in the wrong league. Kim with dropping the bars. Absolutely correct. And stuck with the wrong team. Yeah. Potentially. But it'll be interesting to see next year. I mean, it's now been, 2 seasons where the 3 up have come down? 3 seasons in a row where it's been the 3 up that have come down. I'm putting that stuff together as well. 1 second here. Oh, we have appliance issues in the house. The brand new dishwasher decides it wants to do things. So, yay. Yesterday about how great it was getting Amber to say hi to you during the match. Wish I had my own clip from my perspective of that, but what a memory. I'm excited for DeAndre to get over in 2026. And for Brendan, who's got potential plans. Dave's going back over for 6 months. And I wanted to go in September. I don't know if that's going to be the option. I'm also waiting for the schedule release. When is the schedule release this year? Thursday, June 26th. Oh, it's going to be a 1 o'clock in the morning thing? Thanks. So circle that on the calendar. We will be awake to find out where we go, and I think the one that I'm probably going to be watching the most, for personal reasons, is the Sheffield Wednesday match. And there's other ones that are close to South Yorkshire that I'd like to go. I've been to 4 of the EFL stadiums. Might as well keep ticking them off the list, right? You're over there anyway, Dave. 1 a.m. on the West Coast, Giselle. It's a 9 o'clock in the morning British time. Thursday, June 26th, and so 8 hours back is 1 o'clock on the West Coast, which I'll be able to do it because I stay up late quite frequently during the week. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock on the East Coast. That one's going to be a tough one. But I will be here. And then you guys can wake up and before you watch, see my reactions. Who do we think we're going to get? Are we going to get a Leicester away? Most people, I think that's been what they've been saying, is they'll give us a team going up and a team coming down and put us on the road for that match. Do it, Deandra. Come in and tell me your thoughts. We're going to be all too excited. Everybody says no, but it's like Christmas, isn't it? Everybody's back on the pitch, 1-0 The Blades over the Black Kitties, the Black Cats. I want... Oh, we're back underway. Jesus, how about some lead up to this thing? Get going. Back underway. Sunderland going from right to left on your computer monitors. Sheffield United from left to right. Bellingham with it. Sunderland in control. It's not like Christmas. It is for me. I kind of want Sunderland to go up just because I know it's going to happen. I don't know, for whatever reason. I kept getting... what two teams? Now I can't even think about it. The two teams that I was confusing all the time. Leyton Orient and Lincoln. I kept getting Leyton Orient and Lincoln mixed up all the time. And this time, Sunderland and Southampton. Yes, I know they're different clubs. Yes, I know different geographies. Yes, I know different histories. But I don't know why. Sometimes there's teams that just... You have to take a moment. Nice little save there on the interplay, and Bellingham's able to get it down the left-hand side. Sunderland coming out, big guns. Mundell draws it forward. That wasn't the best to pass, but well saved. Sirkin bangs it off, and we're going to get a corner over on the left-hand side. Mundell. Don't do the Notts County short corner. Right-footed in-swinger, bullet, 7 yards out. No, okay, they're going to Notts County it. And you made it fancy, and you stuffed it up. Like, what the... The battle of the documentaries. You know what? I haven't watched Sunderland's documentary. I think I watched like one episode, like maybe 3-4 years ago. I need the flop graphics, seemingly on their own. I never thought about this. I'm supposed to do a thing at like 10 o'clock. I just want there to be a winner after 90 minutes. How's that? Here's Dave with all the numbers. Schedule release. You said June 26th. Didn't I just see June 25? Oh, no, 26. You're right. I'm right. We were both right. June 26th. Kits in early July. Opening day August 8th. Got to put up the Aussie tour dates. July 11, 15, 19. Sunderland, what was that? Sunderland's touch around the 18-yard box and their passing is just suspect. They've got the pace. They've but they let themselves down, or they have been today. Bellingham's going to go and save that one. Draws it. The bad pass again. And now... necessary tackling. If he blows that one, it's a 2-on-1. And Bellingham, Job's 18? Anyone else watching the drone footage of the building, the new pitch every 8? No, should we do a watch along there? Mundell, right foot! Oh, blocked, and it's going to go out for another corner. Take the corner properly. Stop the short corner garbage. Flop Inc. Leave a big man high. A little bit too close. Like it about 2 yards further out, but better delivery and an opportunity, and you'll take it. Niels. over to the left-hand side. Lefebvre, right foot, over, up, headed away easily. I got to keep reminding myself that I want Sheffield United to win this to take that money out of the championship. But I find myself pulling for the underdog. Sunderland fans getting the ball back in early. The pressure. Sunderland, I guess this is the story of a 1-0 game, right? One team making sure it's back defensively and looking for counterpunch, and the other team trying to crack a nut. Mundell, left side, cuts back to the center. Holding, looking. And what? Lifts it high on a pass. Tried to chip. Got too much behind it. That's too much suit, sir. Howdy, Angel. How are you? I want to play against Sunderland next season, and I don't want Sheffield to win. So are you, like, screaming at yourself? What does that look like inside your mind? This neutral fan stuff is tough, even when you don't have as much of the history, right? You still... I want all of you to do nothing. Thanks for that, Kim. 19-20 in September. Remember going to Wembley Stadium? It was for the Community Shield 2013, winner of the Premier League, Man United versus winner of the FA Cup, Wigan. It's got to be an experience. Put it on the bucket list. FA Cup when we qualify for Europe next year, right? End of the area, Bellingham. Nobody there, spun around, gets it back, kneels over to the right-hand side, thrown back in. Hume not able to draw it over to himself, or sorry, Lefebvre not able to draw it over to himself, and it gets lost in Sheffield with the opportunity to break it down. Hammer. 2-on-1. Kiefer Moore. He's going to take the He's going to take the shot. Blocked. Uh-oh, trouble. Scoots blocked out to the front of the box. A great tackle, and he took a shot to the head. You got to blow that down, sir. Sir, you got to blow that down. He took an elbow to the back of the head. Odd. Did not see that differently? I thought that when that Sheffield player went to ground on what was a good tackle, it was a forearm to the back of the head. Not intentional, just looking to brace himself. There are so many. Dave, there is a YouTube channel, I'm going to incorporate it into some videos that has all of the championship stadiums drone footage of them. Go there and jaw-dropping stuff, really. I didn't know that Hull City, I mean, to me, Hull's a dump. Sorry, people of Hull. But that stadium is nuts. Sheffield Wednesday is the one I want. I still have to get my membership. Yeah, this year Crystal Palace won the FA Cup, so it can be done by a team that's a little bit lower on. Wouldn't that drive people nuts? We don't go back to back to back, but instead we just win the FA Cup, qualify for Europe straight through. Let's... I set my sights too big. Oh, that was a glorious flop. And he's getting... Did he earn a card for that one? Watch this. Artistic performance with the step through kick. That's not it. He didn't get a headshot on the replay. Oh, I was hoping we'd see the artistic flop on that one. I don't even know what Wembley seats. 90. I got to compare that to, yeah, that's the biggest one for me. And I think second was Seoul World Cup Stadium. Lakelco, how are ya? Yankee Stadium's what, 50,000? 46,000? Sunderland still pressing. I want to see Wembley. We want to see it. I need to add my hubby. He's in for it too. I wish. Having a South Yorkshire wife, she understands my need to be involved in football. Doesn't mean she necessarily approves. You know what? I think she does approve. She'd rather it than the alternative, I think. But she doesn't like going. She's attended one football match with me. Canada versus Mexico World Cup qualifier for 2 World Cups ago, and she lost her mind at it. It was amazing. Nice pass. See, the difference in the quality between these two teams is not the pace, it's not the possession, it's not the keeping, it's not the strategy, it's not the structure, it's the passing. Like and I like to think that if you're Sunderland, you kind of want to score late, because if you put Sheffield back on the offense, that they just got a different level here. Is Lafay, blocked away, as that had more behind it than I thought. Looking for a shot, not going to get there, and what the hell? Neil, the captain, has the ball at his feet. It would have been a long-range strike. Crowd screaming at him to shoot. I think he got into his own head, wanted the pass, and then got too heavy and threw it over top of everybody. Horrible. First sub, Patrick Roberts coming in for Rig. Right-hand side, midfielder. I miss doing this. Like, it feels comfortable. It feels like an old friend that you haven't seen for a whole 2 weeks. Old friends that you haven't seen in 2 weeks. A giveaway there. Oh, dragged down and a tough tackle from behind. Gonna get carded? Yeah. It wasn't that it was overly aggressive. He just went through the back of him and needed to let him just go. Earn the ball. Boom. Brewster, yellow card. Mundell seems to be okay. Neil with it. The chat's gone quiet, or something's broken. Well, you look at the quality of the set pieces and you think, that's not different than us. Because that was a letdown. Cooper with it for Sheffield United. 60th minute coming up. 58-59. We're in the right spot. Burrows left-hand side, draws it back. Sheffield United maintaining possession here for a little bit. D'Souza Costa draws it back, and now it's over to Chaudhry. Here's the question of the day. With that much hair, if he's able to get going up for a set-piece corner and gets his head on the ball, does he give you like a change-up that makes it harder for a keeper to stop because it doesn't come at full force? And would that be a disadvantage? Physics. Roberts. The difference is the passing and the set pieces. And look at that pass right down the right-hand side. Peck. Nice pass! Campbell can't get it. He should have stopped and turned around, Campbell, but might have got twisted up, and he's going to get a giveaway there, and it's just pushed through. Jesus. Like, when Sheffield decides to come forward, they just break you down with the passing. And Sunderland doesn't have an answer for it. I know it's 1-0, and they've had possession through the entire game, but there's the gulf in quality between the two teams is pretty significant. I'm going to refresh. Because it's too long that the chat... Oh, the chat did go dead, see? That's why there's 11 hours and 10 minutes of added time. Don't rub that in, Giselle. I would have loved to have gone there. Why do we have to ruin my mood today, guys? Talking about Fletcher. Sirkin. Mepham flipped up, right side, scoop too heavy. Just all the build-up, all the possession, all the control, being settled, Bellingham doing his thing, sucking up the ball in the midfield and being able to play it off somebody. And then, like, they've had some atrocious crosses. I haven't gone to the stats. I'm going to go through the 63% possession Sunderland, 1 XG for Sheffield United, 0.35 for Sunderland, 5 shots total for both sides, 2 on target for Sheffield, 1 for Sunderland, and touches in the box, 9-9 equal. So despite all the possession, they're still sniffing around the box at about the same rate. Wrexham, Fletcher just... you knew you were getting something every time he came onto the bench. Like, you just... off the bench. You knew that there was going to be something happened. And 80-90% of the time it did. Job, I've actually been impressed. Not nearly as flashy, just a vacuum cleaner of in the midfield, which not expected of a player of his size. He's quick. He came back on one early. Nice pass. God, pass over to Peck. He's just going to draw it back to Hammer. Ooh. Put it forward. The player of the season, gentlemen, player of the season. Sheffield making their 2 of their subs anyway. Do we know how many transfer windows or sub windows you get in the final? Because Sunderland had to use one for an injury early at the 8-minute mark. They used another one at 58 minutes. Who would win a fight between a black cat and a blade? Hath risen. Circular, right? They're just gonna... Oh, man. Just keep the fun going. Like, pushed in the back, play allowed to continue, pushed in the back again, allowed play to continue, and then took the free kick and referee's got no time for the fun. What I should do is have AI create logos based on all of the like North American style sports logos for all the teams in the championship, and we should use them in all the videos and say this is just an improvement over their own badge and just watch people lose their mind. That's what we should do. Roberts and Sunderland, can they do something from around the area? Like Sirkin, you're going to get a corner out of this one, but where was that pass to from Sirkin? Like, if I was a Sunderland fan, I'm throwing things at my screen right now. Absolutely melting down. You've got the ball just outside the 18-yard box. You've got 4 defenders sitting 10 yards away from goal, and you punch it to them instead of drawing it back towards your mob of white on the ground. Like, what? Why? What? I think we should find a way to do that. It can be our little thing. Our little inside joke is a flat delivery into the box. Sunderland has horrible set pieces. And the color guy, I've really been disappointed in Sunderland's corners. I really have. How many corners have they had? 5-1 on the corners, and not one of them work. Doing football with the youngest. Bellingham not able to grab that one, and then yellow card. I mean, I get that was a foul. Grabbed him. I thought that was a little assertive as far as the... Oh, yeah, no, I take it back. Mundel's, that grab I thought was just around the shoulder trying to get around, but no, he grabbed him. Grabbed him on the tummy. Well, to be fair, Sheffield's sitting back and they're happy just to try and break them down. You don't see this possession, but when they have the ball, the difference has been the passing has been crisper. And they've been far more threatening. As I just say that, they give it away. Bellingham nicks it. Last day for teachers in Vegas? That'd be a fun place to teach. Like, if I am a Sunderland fan, I am smashing everything around me in the house. We will have our moments. We will also, even with 4-6, sit here and stare at our team and wonder what the heck's going on. But lost the ball and couldn't seem to find it there for an extended period. Ballard and Hume, but they're able to get it. Ballard gives it away! One save! Holy! Accidental off of the feet while diving over to the right. Out of nowhere on a giveaway. I think it'll be interesting because I haven't had a purchase in a couple of weeks. So big Gaves, asterisk if Sheffield's not able to hold on here. That's a moment. Gustavio Hammer is down in the Sunderland half. Oh, nice little nutmeg and then pushed in the back, and that's a foul. Assistant flagged it. What? And the referee says no. Interesting. Dashboard. Members. don't even know where to go to find it. I didn't know earlier, but I remember it being a little bit difficult to get. See all members. 138. But, oh, you know what? A lot of them have been rejoining. So that's all of 28 days ago, and we had one more recent had to rejoin after a little bit of a disconnect. So we'll see how these 28 do at the end of the month, because there was a big purchase a couple of weeks ago, or 28 days ago. So there's probably between 90 and 140 members. Yeah, for the people who set theirs up, it's a $1, and for the people who had them purchased for them, they stay for a month and then they just get dropped. And so some of them I can see are familiar names that are rejoins, and some of them are names I don't recognize, and they're on the logo that says they're first timers, so they may end up disappearing. So I'd say it's probably around 100. Oh, summarize this game. Let's do it. Sheffield came out like banshees for the first 13 minutes. Scored an absolute screamer as the man who's coming off here, Gustavo Hammer, player of the season, showed his quality. Epic pass. The nicest pass I've seen of the season. Maybe in the last 2 or 3 years. Right-footed on the run, outside of the foot, over across, through a nutmegs a player and goes through for Campbell to hammer it in, and they go up 1-0. Since then, it's been Sunderland with massive amounts of control and possession, 65%-ish. Let's see what the numbers are now. But absolutely anemic and horrible on the front end. Their passing has been like as much as a foot behind. But yes, that goal was an incredible one. Absolutely nuts. The Dave counter takes a shot. So yeah, 61% possession. So bringing in more attacking forwards here. Dangerous when you have a team like Sheffield that's been able to counter as quickly as it could. Wrexham are not a million miles away from this quality. I don't think that they're a million miles away from this quality either. I think that if you took this team up as it sits right now, it's a 19th to 21st team in the league. And Parky ekes out points, right? The style of play that we play ekes out points. The challenge in the championship is cracking through the inequity of the parachute payments. And in that regard, over the course of an entire season and not just a single game, that's where you gotta end up spending some cash. And I don't think that the team as it sits right now has the capacity of doing it. So nil draw, Sunderland. That'd be my call. Brooks, that was well done not to take a penalty. I thought that the Sunderland defender was going to stick the foot out as he was running through and thought better of it. Didn't take the bait. Didn't. As Sheffield, as they've done, not forward frequently, but when they're forward, it's just exactly what you want as far as causing havoc around the box. Yeah, I'll accept that. Playing advantage. Kiefer Moore, nice tackle. Bellingham, the vacuum, just cleans up another one in the midfield. He just picked that off of him. Impressive. 15 more minutes for Sunderland, plus added time for Sunderland to find something to save the season, take advantage of the golden ticket that is being a non-parachute payment receiving team having a shot to get up into the Prem. Rob again said, I don't know what consolidation means. Back to back to back to back, ole ole. Nice pass, opportunity, scores! Out of nowhere, the pace comes through and they finally hit a pass. Mayenda, the recipient of a nice pass over on the right-hand side. And we have ourselves a tie game. Uh-oh, what do I do now? Oh, 9 out there with the injury to the elbow. I thought it was shoulder. Another. Who got the pass through here? Whoop! Wow. It's top class. Through 2 players on a left-footed reach to swing that through. Amazing. I don't know what to do. I got an hour and a bit. Can we wrap this thing up by then? One second, s'il vous plaît. Okay, well, we will worry about it when we get a chance to worry about it. 77 minutes, 30 seconds. Sheffield United player down. We kind of felt like that's how the game was going to go. I said when we came into the half and Sunderland came out that this is that 1-0 goal, parking the bus. You got to think that Sunderland's going to have a chance to get it. But that was an impressive strike. Still had work to do. Cooper almost got there, actually, climbing the ladder. Would I call it, Kim, do you call it against the run of play? I'd call it a run against the normalcy of the play. Like, Sunderland's had possession. They've just been absolutely horrible around the box. Passing's been off on in the final third, the final half, to be completely frank. And then they find one pass that ekes its way through and they score on it. So I see what your point is, sort of against the run of play, and the fact that you just expect a whole bunch of crap because that's what they've been showing. And then all of a sudden, quality out of nowhere. See, and that's why it'll be interesting to see what Mo Fall can do. I still think he's got ability. But I'd like to go out and get some young people. Sunderland fans, having a shout, are you? The vote was for Sheffield United, 62%. I'm torn. I want Sheffield to win for the purposes of Wrexham, but I also like the underdog winning. Oh, Bellingham took a crack from 23, 24 yards out and lifted it up over top. Yeah, he does. If he can figure out, he needs more moxie. But he won't not next year. He won't next year. He's going to be a 22, 23-year-old by the time he figures out what to do. Well, Jesus, I'm going to be in trouble. There might be a divorce on the west coast of Canada if I'm here too late. And I wouldn't even call it the better team, John. I'd call it the richer team. Sunderland in the mix still, hunting. knocked down. A dead ball. This is almost like those 2-1 games where you say it's the worst league in sports because you tie it up and you've got the confidence to keep going, but you've definitely got Sunderland now after that goal on the push. And it's the danger for Sheffield, who have been holding on. To be fair, they've, other than that first 13 minutes, they've been in counter-punch mode the entirety of the game. I haven't checked, to be fair. I just knew I needed it for this one. The one that irks me is that DAZN doesn't have the FA. And so that means in January next year, I've got to buy a month-to-month subscription. Oh, nice pass! Just over the top, and nobody goes out and gets that one. That was so close to just landing on the boot for Sheffield. Too soon. Too soon. I called the Marriott thing last year. And I said when Mo Fall signed, he's going to be a player who, for the first 2 seasons, we're going to say, what the hell? And then the third season, we're going to be like, how did we get this guy? I see it. I see it. Come back and remind me. The biggest thing for him determining and the difference is if he can find that edge and that moxie. I can find him to be a little bit too standoffish and it's a little bit too lackadaisical at times. If stoke the fire, and I think he'll be set. Sunderland again, up to one of the subs, can't get there. Watson. I want to... Oh... Oh, they'll loan out Mo next year. But, and yeah, they have to. Nice save by Sunderland on the sideline, keeping an extra possession there on one that was going to go out. Yay, I can watch the National League. But, oh man, I just, month-to-month Sportsnet Plus to pick up the FA Cup matches. $600 in subscriptions to watch. $600 Canadian, so that's like, I don't know, $42.33 US, something like that. Oh yeah, no, there's, and that's why I don't think that they'll be with the club this year. Ooh, that's a good question. Depends on where we send them. I think you've got to put him in League One. Wow. Well spun and preserved there. LaFay back playing as in a defensive role almost. Their striker. This hobby... I was like, new kit comes out in a month, love. Oh, God. 5 minutes. I wouldn't mind if I thought that the service I was paying for was worth the value. To me, $35 on a month-to-month Canadian for selective programming is atrocious. I don't think DAZN has the quality. Sportsnet Plus, I appreciate their quality of what they've got to cover, despite even the duplication. But I wish I had Paramount Plus. And I know that there are people who find a way to get it in Canada. I don't have that way, or I can't use it. Sunderland still pressing. Bellingham just got it disrupted. Ref looks at like a disappointed teacher when he has to give a try. It will, but as I understand it, John, when there are televised games, DAZN picks them up, and when DAZN picks them up, they're not available on iFollow. I mean, I could be wrong, and if I am, the next year I won't buy DAZN again. But Paramount Plus has all of the rights, so you're going to see it whether it's a televised or a non-televised game. And iFollow, they don't care if it's available or not. You pay for it. Nobody would pay for it if they have Paramount, right? But they don't cover it up. DAZN eliminates, as I understand it, the iFollow option. Is that more? Right? But they did find one pass. That one pass to Mayenda was glorious. Man, just watching the fans on the replay as that one's going in. Yeah, that's right. If it's picked for TV, it's not on iFollow. So that's the thing. I waited for the 50% off Wrexham merch, and it was still half a month's minimum wage in our weak currency. Yeah. Sad, but true. I don't have a choice. I'm here now. Until my wife bursts open the door and goes, "Why are you still on the computer?" I will be here. When that happens, I don't know what I'm going to do. I didn't recognize, and this is from listening to Mark Griffiths the entire years, how many times he says, "It's in!" when they score. You know how there's a moniker people have been making fun of me with my scores? You have your go-to thing that you end up saying. I didn't realize he said, and I didn't recognize it until this year. Brendan, here's a question for you. You weren't on when I asked this. Episode 3, the Disney FC season. Let's put the poll out. Were you? Did you like it or did you not enjoy it? I'm gonna put a poll out. Welcome to Wrexham, Season 4, Episode 3 opinion. And I'm going to say one of the best ever. Pretty solid. Not really impressed. Or one of the worst. Because I'm a one of the worst, but it looks like I'm vastly in the minority. So my vote would have been one of the worst. I've been disappointed this season. That would drive me crazy. They can do it. It's fascinating, because I thought that was too much. It was forced. Well, Giselle, you have to come back into the comments or let us know next time, because obviously there's a divergence in popular opinion. I want me more Wrexhamites. I want me more locals. Not forced drama. I don't hate Disney, but I'm not. Why is this frozen? But I'm not gonna. Oh, I don't take offense at all. He's got not only more experience with broadcasting, but with the game and with the club and with the team. Whoa, 2 players down, double headshots. I would have punched that guy in the face. In hockey, oh my word, the kick at the end, the whistle has blown, and the guy takes his bicycle kick on goal. In hockey, he would have got punched right in the mouth. See, I didn't think it was that bad swirling normally, but maybe it's just. Is this making me an old curmudgeon of a fan, and I'm starting to move on over to the other side? Interesting. And then even right there, I love the Tinkerbell ending, the episode classic, and then Deandra's like, and the song was like, nah. I thought it was a missed. I expect better banter. I thought that was Canadian cheese in a banter battle. I don't know if it works, right? So 7 minutes of added time plus whatever time we're taking here for the 2 that are down. I'm old at 45 years old. What does your midlife crisis entail? This is mine. Interesting that it was as well panned. Oh, I don't want to minimize a player being injured, especially if it's a head injury. But at the same time, let's get this going. Exactly. Squeaky bum time for me in the schedule. Can I swap to VDO and bring somebody in? That'll probably be the plan to wrap this up. Brendan, go and put some clothes on. Deandra, go and get ready. Somebody. There's truth to that. That ultimately is the key decider. But I honestly thought to myself as I was watching episode 1 with Williamson talking too much, God, I hate him. Sorry. I know it's not fair. I think he's too slow. He's not slow intellectually, slow in processing the obligations that are out there. Take a little bit more risk and run with it. I don't want to wear pants. You don't have to. Just keep the camera up. You don't want me narrating penalties? Yes, we do, actually, Deandra. We just want the emotional response. I know you won't be into it as much as a Wrexham game, but I know that you also can't help it. Exactly. This is why we love you. We're back underway. 3 minutes left. Bellingham. I'm trying to think of a tall midfielder who eats up the ball and is able to control like him. Kiefer Moore gives it away, 20 yards out, right-footed! Scores! Scores! Added time, eat the yellow card, shirts are off. Kiefer Moore breaking hearts in Sheffield. Are you out of your mind? What was the giveaway there? He's just sitting there, the striker, number 9, with his hands on his hip. Kiefer Moore, you absolute yutz. You failure in Wembley. There's always going to be a sucker. And his name is Kiefer Moore. Oh my. Sleep with that for the rest of the summer. I mean, let's be honest. This goal is a right footer. But Kiefer Moore, I don't know where he was going with that ball. Just clear giveaway. You can see Kiefer Moore's pulling the reins up in his run back. What were you doing? Man, Watson, the late sub, gets in. You have to give him credit. He had to beat a guy and make sure he got it off before Chaudhry came out to meet him. So kudos to you. But Kiefer Moore, oh my God. That unbelievable. Watson with the magic. Kiefer Moore with the ball drop. Nuts. I guess I could put the score up, can't I? Subs are all coming in. Offensive players everywhere. You got to sub off. Well, you can't. He's your striker. But I was gonna say you got to take off Kiefer Moore here. Oh man, you're gonna live with that for the rest of your days. Like the pass back wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. And I don't know where he thought he was going. Brandon sighs of relief for being able to keep his legs bare. So what do we think are added here from in the added time? You've got the goal celebration that's probably 2 minutes and the injury that's 3. So I think we're probably going to go 5 minutes, bring us to 102, 103. Would probably be the right amount of added time as there's a foul there. Oh boy. It was the placement. Crazy. The downside to this is it means more money in the championship. It means 4 teams near the top. But good on Sunderland for potentially cracking the nut on this one. This is what you ask when you're a team that's not on the parachute payments. This is what you ask is a one-time opportunity and that you boys go out and get it. And they have. But is Sunderland ready for the Prem? Absolutely not. No, they still get 120 million for not going up. Sure, yes, but they're still going to get some share of 40 million staying down. Oh, kids are crying. More Prem money in the championship next year. Long thump by Patterson, just clearing it down. Whistle. They're screaming for whistles, are the Sunderland fans, but I think we got 3 minutes here. And that was just a giveaway by Sheffield again. I think Norwich is off. I actually didn't check that question last time. Yeah, 3rd and final year for Norwich. Oh wait, is in after the season. They won't. That was 2024. So no, Norwich City's off. And that's from a website, the Swiss Ramble, looking at their finances. Waiting for the end of it. Teams do it. Oh, no. And they give the foul. You have to give the foul. LaFay celebrating the foul call. You had to give that. You had to give that foul. Free kick, Sunderland. Smiles all abound. I said could take it to 102, 103, so there's a minute and a half here. They'll set the ball down, take their time. No parachute payment for Watford 24-25 season. Oh, come on. Going to go all the way across for a throw in on the other side. The fans are going nuts looking for a whistle, but you're not going to get it yet. He's got another 60 seconds or longer to go. Kiefer Moore. I just said that in my headset. Oh, Kiefer Moore. When you go and shake hands afterwards, how do you not go over and say thank you? There's a whistle. Sunderland going up. We'll see Sheffield United, the Blades. Whoo! You know what? That adds a little bit of drama, a little bit more fun because of the forced Billy Sharp rivalry. Yeah, it does. It does. It makes it harder. Now you've got the three teams coming down on their first year of parachute payments. You've got Sheffield going to take their cut, and I'm pretty sure Norwich and Watford are both off. So it'll be what it is. We're here tomorrow, Leyton Orient and Charlton. I don't know who do I want to win that one either. I have massive respect for the Charlton crew. But Leyton also helped us out, knocking off Wickham so that we could get the promotion. Yeah, I don't think Wrexham's going to hold back, but now you've got yourself a more of a battle. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Deandra, I think I got to message you on WhatsApp and find out what your schedule is so we can figure everything out. It's been nice to see you all again. I don't have any reason to stay, and so early in the morning. Brendan, message me if you message you. We'll see if you want to help out. Absolutely well done to Sunderland. Absolutely nuts. Tim's going to it. Interesting. No problem, Giselle. It's just been nice to see everybody. 2 weeks is too long. I feel like you guys get me through the weekend. So. Have a good one. I'm going to try and pull that video of the call because I had fun with it, and I'll put that one up later if we can. And I've got to fix the stream because I stuffed it. All right. Much love, much happiness. No reason to stay. Congrats to Sunderland. Kiefer Moore. Ooh, good luck with the summer.